So I happened to see a video by Chuck from Budget Panther platform about the stuff he keeps in his trunk. And, well, I thought, oh, why don't I do a video about the junk that I keep in my trunk as well? Now, I'm not going to keep this exclusive just to my trunk. I'm going to kind of go through my car and kind of show you everything I kind of keep in it, just in case, right? So, without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so let's start off with the box. Like Chuck, I have a cardboard box in my car that has various things in it. Starting with some washer fluid, just in case. In winter, of course, I'll have winter washer fluid. Then I have a jug of oil that I put in my car. So this is what I would normally put in my car, just in case it starts to burn oil or I start to lose oil or something like that. I have a funnel, just in case I need to pour that oil, along with some paper towels, which usually I have a roll of paper towel in here. I just recently ran out and haven't gotten a chance to put some more in. I have another jug of oil here. This I normally wouldn't put in my car. I put this in my old car. I just don't really know where else to put it. So then I have a smaller jug of oil. I have way too much oil, geez. But smaller jug of oil, just in case I need that. I have a little bit of gas line antifreeze, just in case. In the winter, my gas freezes or something like that, or I have some gas lines freeze. I also have some tin foil, and the only reason I have this in here is because I forgot to take it out for my last oil change. This is really handy, actually. This I've used a lot. Lock de-icer, my granny actually gave me some of this. In my Sunfire that I had before this, the locks would freeze up occasionally, and I have a thing of this in my trunk. I also have a thing of it in my lunch kit for at school, so if I go out to my car after school or something like that and I don't have, I can't get into it because the locks are iced up, then I have this. Next I have an extension cord, just in case I need that. Lots of times I'll use this in the winter to plug my car in at school. And I also have a tarp strap, tarp strap. And I also have a thing of Band-Aids, just in case. And that's it for the box. Next I have a 500 watt power inverter. This is really good because it's got two 120 volt AC outlets along with two USB ports. So if you wanted to plug in a toaster or your phone or something like that, you can. And it has a cigarette lighter port, and it also, I don't know where they are, but it also has things that you can connect to these that you can actually connect directly to a battery. So that's pretty handy. They're alligator clips that you can connect to a battery post. Also, I recently upgraded my socket set, so I thought I'd put my old smaller socket set in my trunk. Lots of times for work I'll use this. I work at a drugstore. You wouldn't think you'd need a socket set at a drugstore, but sometimes if you need to quickly take something apart or something like that, you can just go to your trunk, or I can just go to my trunk and I can grab my socket set and take things apart without having to run home. So that's it for the main big items. I've also got hidden up on the shelf there these Costco refrigerated bags. These are really, really good if you're buying groceries that are perishable and need to stay cold. They are thermally insulated. I also have a ton of extra bags in here just in case I need them. And they're also good for just hauling stuff, like if you just need a bag for something. They're really, really handy. I also have this in here, which actually used to be a, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Scrapbooker's case. What it is, actually, you just undo these, you can open it up, put this down, and pull this up. And it's really, really good if you have to, move lots of stuff. Lots of times I'll use this if I'm carrying in groceries, so I can pull in, I can take in a lot of groceries really, really quickly. It's really handy. Or else, if you have to move anything else, it's really, really handy. Alrighty, and then up here on the shelf, I have my full-size spare, along with a couple of garbage bags in here, and instructions for changing a flat, both in English et en français. I also have over here my scissor jack, which I haven't ever really had to use too much. And also just in here too, you never know when you might need it, a first aid reference guide. I took first aid and I actually was given an extra book, so I thought, oh, what better place to put it than in my trunk. And last but certainly not least is this tarp. It actually came with my car when I bought it. The previous owner just kind of left it in, which is really, really nice. The one day I was carrying firewood and it would make a whole bunch of mess all over my trunk, but with that tarp there, it didn't make any mess. I just pulled out the tarp, shook it off, put it back in. I was also carrying tires the one day, and they would have made a mess otherwise, but they didn't with the tarp there. Keeps my trunk really nice and clean. I imagine it could come in handy for other things as well. Anyways, that is all for the trunk. Let's head to the back seat. Alrighty, so behind my seat, my driver's seat, so that it's fairly easily accessible, I carry a few different little things. I have a case of water just down there. That usually doesn't last very long. I just put that in my car today, actually. I ran out a little while ago and haven't gotten a chance to put a new case in. That'll usually last me a month or two. Lots of times if someone comes into my car and they're like, oh, I'm thirsty, I'm just like, here, have a bottle of water, whatever. They do have an expiration date. I've had a few people tell me that the bottle expires, the water doesn't, so the bottle can start to kind of leak kind of chemicals and stuff like that wouldn't be too good for you. So if you do carry that in, you just watch out that it doesn't expire. It's usually about 2 years. So, but that usually lasts a few months at most for me. I've got a couple other bottles of water that are unfinished in here. I also have a box of Kleenex, which is very, very well used. It's kind of a bit broken at this point. And I also keep, I always keep a blanket in my car. If you break down and it's 40 below or something like that and you can't get your heaters to work, that would come in tremendously handy. I also went swimming with a few friends and they got a little bit cold, so I gave them the blanket. You know, some mosquitoes were attacking them as well, so that covered them from the mosquitoes. Anyways, that is all in my back seat. Let's head to the glove box. Alrighty, so onto the glove box. First and foremost, I have a thing of wet naps. These have come in handy a lot. I went to pick and pull with a friend and we got fairly filthy in the car. I wish I would have had some nitrile gloves or something like that. But we were able to clean up our hands just a little bit so we could, you know, so I could at least touch my steering wheel. Then I have some light reading material here. I have the original owner's guide for my car that came with it brand new, along with the owner's information guide with an original sticker from the dealership, which has changed names now. When I first got my car, actually, I tried to phone this phone number, and I went to some deli, and I'm like, this isn't a Ford dealership, is it? And they're like, nope. Then we have the tire warranty guide. What to do after a crash. This is from BC, but I imagine it's fairly universal. Scheduled maintenance guide, which is unfortunately empty, but whatever. I imagine he just didn't fill it out because I know this was very well taken care of. Safety advice, some information on safety features in my car. And something I find really interesting, actually, is the Crown Victoria Police and Fleet vehicles. This car wasn't a taxi, it's a civilian model, but it still came with this for some strange reason, so it was kind of an interesting read, actually. Then I also have a little piece of paper here, or a little few pieces of paper, with some radio frequencies and things like that. If I know that I'm going somewhere that doesn't have cell service, or like somewhere kind of remote, something like that, I will take this. I always have this in my car, and I'll also take my ham radio with me just in case, right? Just in case I need to contact anyone. Along with that, I also have the weather channel the weather channel frequencies, along with the GMRS frequencies. And I also have an headlight, just in case. I actually, one of my headlights went out in the middle, like in the winter time, actually just after Christmas. And so I took one of my headlights that I knew still worked and thought I'd keep it just in my glove box just in case. I also have a paint pen, just in case I need that. That's come in handy a few times. What else do I have in here? I have the alligator clips for my inverter, so I can unscrew little clips, or the little screws on the back, plug these in, and then hook these up to a battery. I have a few extra dome light bulbs, along with a marker light bulb here, just in case those blow. A little clip for my microphone that came with my stereo in my car. And the remote for my stereo. A Leatherman, which has come in handy numerous times, if ever I need pliers or, you know, a knife or something like that. This one also has like a little bit of a saw and a rasp. This has come in handy a lot. I went out with a few friends to a pond, and we wanted to have a wiener roast. but no one brought wiener roasting sticks, so I was able to chop off some twigs and make some wiener roasting sticks. I also have an aux cord, just in case anyone wants to play their fire mixtape. Pad of paper. This has come in handy lots if ever I just need to write something down quickly. Write down those $1 million ideas, of course. Insurance and registration at easy access in case I get pulled over or something like that. A mechanical pencil along with a wooden pencil, both with good erasers. These have come in handy lots. And last but certainly not least is a tire pressure gauge. Tire pressure, like, it's nothing fancy. It's just a tire pressure gauge. It's not electronic or anything like that. It's got the good old-fashioned, I don't even know what you call this, the reader type of thing. Anyways, that is all that is in the glove box. Okay, and just the odds and ends from just kind of sitting in the driver's seat, things at easy access. I've got a new car scent car freshener in my door pocket there. I don't have anything else in there because I don't find I can put anything in my door pockets, which really irritates me. I've got this really, really nice phone clip. That's actually what I use to record lots of my videos when I'm driving. Pink fuzzy dice that I got with my car when I first bought it. Actually, one of my teachers bought me those, so I've always got gum at easy access in case I need to, accelerate my breath. My dash cam at fairly easy access in case I need to access it for any reason. And if I close this up just a little bit, you can see I've got a phone cord here. And that's really about it. That is all the junk that I keep in my car, the junk that I keep in my trunk. Let me know if I should add anything. Let me know what you guys keep in your guys' car. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.